Hello and welcome to the most boring man on YouTube. We've just witnessed the Formula 1 2022 French Grand Prix. What a brilliant qualifying session we've had. Just some news before the session. Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen both getting penalties for engine changes. Sainz obviously after the Austria blow-up, engine replacement for him. So in Q1 we had Latifi 20th and last in the Williams. Mick Schumacher 19th in the Haas. A shame for him. He did qualify outside the top 10, but a lap time deletion for track limits on his last lap saw that time deleted and pushed back out of Q2, back into Q1, and he'll start the race tomorrow in 19th. Obviously, that will be pushed up to 17th and 18th after the Sainz and Magnussen penalties come into play. Zhu in the Alfa Romeo in 18th, Stroll 17th for Aston Martin. The shock really on this one, Pierre Gasly in the Alfa Tauri qualified 16th at his home race. Alex Albon in the Williams 15th, good qualifying for him, getting out of the qualifying one session. Vettel in the Aston Martin, another good session for him today. Getting out of Q1 for the first time in a few weekends now. Bottas in the Alfa Romeo in 13th, Ocon 12th in the Alpine. He'll be disappointed, given they're normally in the top 10 normally and have been for the last few weekends, so disappointment for him. The disappointment continues for Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren. He'll qualify in 11th. Just the poor run continues, unfortunately for him. And then into the Q3, so Kevin Magnussen, he didn't set a time, so he starts 10th. He'll be last tomorrow after the penalties. Sainz 9th, he didn't set a time either. He helped his teammate Leclerc with the straight line speed deficit, giving him a toe down the straight. So used really tactically well there by Ferrari. Yuki Tsunoda 8th in the Alpha Tauri, decent qualifying for him, given his teammate was in 16th. Alonso 7th, decent qualifying for him, no best of the rest really. George Russell in the Mercedes in 6th, a brilliant qualifying for Lando Norris, splits the Mercedes in 5th, great lap from him considering his teammate was out in Q2. Lewis Hamilton 4th for Mercedes, didn't quite have the pace despite having quite a few upgrades this weekend, so it's a bit of a shame for him there, but he qualified 4th. 3rd for Red Bull, Perez, just seemed to be steady Eddie really. They got a brilliant car but wasn't really quite in the fight for pole today. Verstappen is 2nd. Looking at the practice session 3 run, they looked unstoppable to me. I was expecting him to be on pole, but Q2 and pole position for Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Brilliant lap. They just turned it on, Ferraris, in qualifying. I wasn't really expecting that after looking at the free session. So it'll be a cracking race. 2 Red Bulls halting down the Ferrari. Let's see how the race pans out. Looking at the degradation, I think the Ferraris had quite high deg on the race runs over the practice sessions when they did the race run practice. And so maybe it might be role reversals as what we saw in Austria last weekend, and Red Bull taking the fight to Ferrari. But Ferrari on pole, they really turned it up in the qualifying sessions today, and hopefully we'll have a cracking race tomorrow. See you then.